Hi, my name is Steve Stones, and I'm here with my co-blogger Doug Gibson from Plan 9 Crunch. In front of me, I have a classic German expressionist film from 1919 entitled The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I'm very excited to be talking about this film because it is my all-time favorite film, particularly from the silent era. It's directed by Robert Wein and stars Konrad Veidt. Hopefully I've pronounced his name correctly. My German is not the greatest, but what I find very interesting about this particular film is that at the time that it played all over the United States and various countries in Europe, it was actually a banned film because many critics felt that the somnambulist character played by Konrad Veidt was considered a mindless soldier marching off to war, as if he was a metaphor for soldiers involved in the war. I also think that this is an interesting film because it has so many characteristics of German expressionism, particularly the set designs. What I find interesting about the set designs is that the angles of different environments suggest the insanity of the protagonist, who happens to be a patient of Dr. Caligari's at an insane asylum, who is telling the story throughout the entire film, and we don't realize until the end of the film that this is someone who's actually a patient of Caligari's at the insane asylum. And so the bizarre sets, the extreme diagonals that you see in the film, for example, the sloped doorways, these are all very symbolic of what's going on in the protagonist's mind as he's relating the story to the viewer, of course through intertitles because it is a silent film. Doug also has some interesting comments to make about this film.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is one of several movies filmed during the silent era in Europe that influenced later filmmakers to a great degree with, as Steve mentioned, the expressionist theory of film. They include Nosferatu and Hoxton, and of course the great sci-fi Metropolis. We're really fortunate to have a movie like Dr. Caligari around because the vast majority of silent films have been lost. But I do think this film has influenced many, many, many other films and probably still does today.
I think one other thing that's important to point out about the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari is if you carefully observe the somnambulist, the sleepwalker in this film, you can clearly see that when Tim Burton made Edward Scissorhands, you can see a striking resemblance of the Johnny Depp character to the sleepwalker in the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. So it could never be overemphasized enough just how much Caligari has influenced more contemporary films, particularly someone like Tim Burton.
All right, that's it for Plan 9 Crunch today. We'll be back with another great film to talk about and also share on our website. And if we can get it off the internet, we'll also put the whole movie on the website as well. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.